Hey guys, hope you are doing good. This is Shayan Zaidi again from 8Z Education, and today I'm going to record the remaining part of my first video, which was about CELPIP speaking parts 1 to 4, how to answer those with good template. This one is going to be how to answer the remaining questions from parts 5 to 8 in CELPIP. And now we're going to start with part 5. Part 5 is where we do the comparison question. I'm going to put this in the description so you guys can read it easily. There are three options given, but I'm gonna go with the two just to get to the point. This is about a family vacation. They're planning to take an RV, and I'm supposed to tell my family that my option for the RV is better than their option. Okay, so that's the topic, and we have almost a minute to prepare, then 1 minute to speak. Now, in this, you do get 2 minutes of preparation. The first minute of preparation, what you should do is pick a topic that's easy to talk about. It should have easy words and things you can explain better. So now that you pick that, in the next minute you have where you compare your picture with the other picture, you want to use, first of all, a lot of connectors. You want to use furthermore, moreover, when you go between the points. You also want to use however, nonetheless, and nevertheless when you compare your options with the other person's options. And you want to make sure that you don't just talk about your thing. That's the common misconception. This is a comparison question, so you got to compare. You have to say all the good things about your points and all the negative things about the other person's points, and do it respectfully, because tone does matter. So you want to convince them how your points are better than theirs and why your option is better overall. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about here. I'm going to put these points that I'm reading off of in the description so you can see what I'm reading. My option that I'm selecting here is the luxury edition, and I'm competing with the option which is the old-fashioned RV. So that's the parent's choice. Now here in the description you can see the positive thing I have is my option can sleep 6 people. The parent's option can sleep up to 3 people. So instead of saying that I'm gonna be able to sleep 6 people and you 3 people, we can just say I'm gonna be able to sleep 3 more people, right? So this way, you're avoiding the extra sentence that you would make. My option costs $3,500 a week. Their option costs $1,000 a week. So I'm just gonna say my option costs $2,500 more a week. This way, again, you say many things in less time. And this is also something you want to do in the preparation time. You want to see what points you can compare so you can do them faster. Okay, let's get into it. So I'm going to start my minute now, and I'm going to compare my option, which is the luxury edition, and the reliable old-fashioned is the family option, which I'm going to speak against. The points that I'm going to talk about are in the description. Let's get started. Hey mom and dad, how are you doing? I heard that you wanted to go with the old-fashioned RV. Understandably so. It is $2,500 cheaper a week than my option. However, considering the huge size of our family, it would be wise to make sure we have 3 more people who could sleep in that option, which my luxury edition provides. On top of that, we have the air conditioning, which we need for the hot summer months. We also need some sort of entertainment, since the kids are coming along. My option provides the TV and satellite radio. Now, I understand you have the kitchenette with sink and a fridge, which is amazing. However, we would mostly order food outside. Therefore, it might not be of much use. Considering also that grandfather will be coming with us, probably a large bathroom will do him good, which is in my option, compared to a portable toilet, which might be too small for him in your option. Let me know what you think, and I hope you agree. Talk to you soon. Take care. That's it, 58 seconds. So I hope you guys were able to see how you not only use the points you have, but also you compare it with their points. Constantly go back and forth, show that, I like what you have here, but I like my thing better. Okay, this is called part 5, comparison and persuasion. So you got to do both, compare and persuade. Hope that helps. Let's go to part 6. This one, again, I'm going to put these questions in the description. This one says a close relative has some financial problems and I got to help them. I have 2 options. One is talk to your relative and tell them that I cannot help them. Part 2, talk to my wife and say that we should lend money to the relative. So both difficult options. When you have this, first of all, again, you want to go with the greeting. Then you want to go with at least 2 reasons why you cannot do whatever the question asks. And you want to do the third part of apology. Now mostly like 80% of the times apologies work because you're apologizing for something. It's a difficult situation. Like if I cannot lend him money, of course I'm going to apologize. So use that as the next part, apology. Doesn't always work, but mostly it does in part 6. And finally, greet him again. Tell him, okay, take care, goodbye, so on. Okay, again, question is in the description. I'm gonna get started now. I'm choosing part 1, which is talk to your relative and explain to him why I cannot lend him money. Let me reset my clock. There we go. Hey Bob, how are you doing? I heard that you were going through some serious financial difficulties, which is very concerning and disturbing as your cousin to hear. However, I really wanted to help you. Unfortunately, it looks like because of this whole pandemic, my business is taking a hit, which is why I barely can sustain my profits. Even last month, I would say I didn't make any. Therefore, it would be entirely difficult for me to make any changes in your financial condition, even if I want to do it with all my heart. Moreover, even if I do spare some cash, I'm really not sure what's going to happen next month, and I might suffer more by giving you, and it will be a lose-lose situation. Really, truly, I sincerely apologize to you for this, as I know that I should have been there for you, but I'm hoping you would understand and forgive me. Wish you all the best. Talk to you soon. Take care. 59 seconds. Okay, so sincerely, really, entirely, I'm using a lot of lees, if you notice, because you want to give them a range of vocab. You want to give lees, you want to give adjectives. I'm sincerely sorry, or I didn't say I'm guilty. I wish I would have said that, but any adjective that could help here, like let's say I'm broke, that would help. So using adjectives, adverbs, using a range of vocab really impresses the examiner, but also following a good structure. Again, starting with greeting, then giving 2 reasons, so greeting and then 2 reasons for why you cannot do what you can do. And the 4th thing is the apology, and then 5th, greeting at the end. Part 7 question is one of the most difficult ones. It says here, do you think magazine and newspapers, photographers, paparazzi, should have the right to photograph celebrities during their private time? Very good question. So it's only 30 seconds preparation. Don't try to write anything down. I highly recommend you not to do that because people start writing stuff down and 30 seconds go quick. You basically have 15 seconds of preparation because you will take 15 to read the question. So in 15 seconds, you can't really write much. Just start. In 15 seconds, most likely you'll think of one point and start with that. While you're talking, at that point you have to think. Like when you say secondly, think then. When you say thirdly, think then. Your points have to come when you're talking. Honestly, even if you write it down, it's very likely that because of the exam stress, you won't even look at your notes. So don't rely on writing notes and remembering your points. Just say your points when you're talking. Something will come up in your mind. As soon as you say secondly and thirdly, you are forced to speak. So something will come up. If something doesn't come up and you still have to come up with 3 points, try saying other stuff. You can say, secondly, I also believe that. Or thirdly, it is very important to understand that. By saying these words, you're not really saying a point, but you're just delaying something so you can come up with something in your brain. So you could use some phrases like that. You can even use longer connectors, like instead of saying also, you can say on the other hand, apart from that. So this will just buy you some thinking time while you're saying this, okay? Okay, so do I think magazine, they have the right to photograph celebrities? Yeah, I do. So let me start my 90 seconds. It is going to be based on 3 points, opinion, and then firstly, secondly, thirdly, and then rephrase your opinion. All right. The topic of paparazzi, taking photos of celebrities, is a pretty tricky one, and one that a lot of lives depend on, and a lot of happiness of celebrities as well as the employment of paparazzi depends on. In my opinion, they should be allowed to take photos of celebrities. There are many reasons for this. Firstly, the photographers and the paparazzi, when we talk about them, we are referring to millions of people who depend on this for their livelihood. If we today declare this as unethical, we're telling millions of people to lose their jobs and lose their bread and butter. which cannot be supported. Secondly, paparazzi or photographers are people who are paid by companies to undertake this profession. They pay their taxes. They do this officially without hiding in secret. Therefore, if all of this is done so openly, it cannot be an unethical thing. It is something that is popular, that is something people study for and work for, which means it's perfectly ethical. Finally, when celebrities go into the life of fame and fortune, this is something that comes along with it. And I believe there's a very good understanding by anybody who aims to be a celebrity that this will be a consequence. Hence, I think they will be fully ready and fully prepared to take on some photographers. Therefore, I still believe they should have the right to photograph celebrities. 1 minute 29 seconds and some microseconds. Okay, so with the 3 points, you'll be good to go. Just make sure you say firstly, secondly, thirdly, and speak your mind. Use some fancy words if you can. And again, if you guys don't know how to use these complex words, how to make good sentences and structures, you can definitely email me. Link will be in the description as well. Email me or call me. I'll put my number in there as well. I know some of you wanted to send me a message on WhatsApp, which is cool. You can do that or call me or message me. Yeah, we can teach you. We can teach you how to do good grammar and vocab. The final question here is, while I was shopping, there was a huge ball that dropped on my car and I have to explain the situation. This is part 8. I cannot put the picture in the description, of course. So if you guys want this picture, just ask me on the comments or just email me. I'll send it to you. But essentially, I have to explain this picture, this part 8, where this difficult situation happened. You want to make sure here that you start with a greeting. If it's a family or friend, it's easy, right? You just say, hey, whoever, how are you? And you get to it. If it's someone official, let's say you're calling an office or someone official, just make sure to say, hi there, my name is, and then start with your point. Explain the situation, talk about what happened, and at the end, do whatever makes sense. Many times the question will tell you what to do. Like it will tell you that you have to call someone for help, or like it'll ask you like if you're explaining a painting, you will have to say at the end the question will say, ask them if you can buy the painting. So do that. So see what the question says or do what makes sense. In this case, the question doesn't tell me what to say. So it's a broken car. It makes sense for me to say, hey, I'm gonna call my insurance company. Okay, so I'm gonna finish with that. So the finish really depends on the type of question you're dealing with. You also want to make it realistic. So this is an accident, right? A lot of my students, when they're explaining this, they're explaining it very casually, like it's a daily event. Make sure to have some panic. Make sure to say stuff like, I'm very surprised, or I'm panicking. I need your help. Those kinds of things to make it realistic. Okay, so I'll try to include some of that here. And this is the final question, part 8. Starting my 1 minute now. Hey mom and dad, I have a really bad news to tell you. Now, before any of that, please don't panic because I'm perfectly fine. However, my car is not. The Civic, the blue Civic that I took out today, it is now completely damaged as it was parked outside a sports shop. What happened is really ironic. There was a huge yellow colored ball, which is used for advertising, that dropped on the roof of our Civic. It has completely damaged the roof, the windshield, the doors. In fact, the tires are flat, I believe, from where I can see them. Now again, relax because I am fine. I'm not injured. However, I think the car would need towing. I'm standing here at the sports shop that has a sale 20% sign off right in downtown Toronto. And I do have some people around me who can probably assist me to move it on site, but I will be calling my insurance soon. Just wanted to keep you posted. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. That's it. Okay, so less than a minute. And again, I always try to keep my time. So I'm just going to stop the timer. I always try to keep my timings less than a minute because you never know. Always give yourself that margin in case you want to say something extra. All right, that's about it. I'm going to put these questions in the description so you can see the description, hear me talking, and understand better. I hope this helps. I hope you guys are able to speak better in CELPIP speaking. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask me. If you need more coaching or you want to do a free assessment, you don't have to take classes. Just take a free assessment with us. We do a one-on-one Skype session where we can tell you what your mistakes are, where you stand, what you need to do, And if you like it, you're more than welcome to start sessions with us. We can help you with proper grammar, vocab, amazing structures. Make sure you talk just like me or better, and make sure you get a band 10 or more. So let me know about that if you're interested. The email is in the description. You can comment on this video as well. And until next time, guys, I'll try to post a video before Christmas. I'll probably be taking the next week off. But if I don't, then Merry Christmas to you guys, and I will talk to you very soon. Thank you.